push it this way. All right. Now push this one out. Push it out. There you go. All right. Push this other one out. Whoop. Okay. Push this one this way. Yeah. You did it. All right. How sure gets this one? You would like to do it. All right, so I just purchased this John Deere 110 tractor loader backhoe. Well, I guess just 3 or 4 weeks ago. Just haven't had an opportunity to video it on its own. It was in the video saving this, but check this thing out. It's super cool. So skid loaders, quick attach up front. Got a hook for lifting things. I actually got a set of pallet forks I want to mount on it. Removable, reversible blade. These are like skid loader sized tires. Pretty new up front. Back ones have seen a little bit of better days, but you know, not bad. And then it's got a boom capable of digging 10 feet, hydraulic thumb, 24-inch bucket, nice teeth. Actually came with a 12-inch bucket as well. Cab, which is why we bought this one. This one had a cab on it for winter. Not that I really care that much about the cold, but it's really nice when you have little kids so they don't fall off when you're driving. So the 2 boys come with me. It's a lot of fun. But the backhoe is actually removable, and there's 3-point hitch arms and a PTO shaft back in there, which you can kind of see. Some of the glass is smashed, but yeah, no big worries. Otherwise, everything's pretty nice. I have noticed a little bit of dripping out of this axle, which I'm not sure if this axle is vented or not. If it's not vented, I might just put a vent for the front axle and see if that fixes the dripping issue. It doesn't appear to be vented, but then again, I'm not all the way up in there. I think I was reading online that they're typically not, so. But otherwise, pretty nice. Nice machine. Pre-emissions, 2008, bought it with 1,930 hours. Wasn't exactly the time to be buying machines, but I was tired of deciding to try to mount that loader. That backhoe, and this loader on that machine, which that loader I think is quite oversized for this machine. Once I actually got it, started getting it together, I think that bucket's a larger capacity than this one. This is they're both 72 inches, but I think that other one's deeper. So the plan is just gonna mess around, play in the woods. My trails down there are quite muddy, as you saw in the other videos. So the goal is to try to make it less so. I mean, just look at the size of those tires. That was the other thing. I was between John Deere and Kubota. Kubota makes a nice machine. Their older one had some odd features to it. You had to like use a clutch to shift into the PTO. And sometimes shifting transmission gears, you had to use the clutch, which not a big deal. The only other thing I didn't like about the old Kubota is the joystick for the loader wasn't here, it was up here. I don't know, that's whatever. Of course, the Kubota, you can't get a cab on. I mean, you can't get one on a John Deere either. This is aftermarket. But the Kubota has a smaller tires, more horsepower, actually a lighter machine, but smaller tires. These tires are huge as compared to the older one. So I ended up going with this one because it had a cab mostly. The specs as far as gate capacity and lifting and all that were pretty much the same. But the only other odd thing about this is the pedals are electronic. They're e-hydro. So I push my foot and I start moving like a half-second later. It's not too bad of a delay, but if you're used to the typical hydrostatic transmission where you get instant response, the e-hydro is a little bit odd. Now, the nice thing about it is, if you really stomp on a hydrostatic transmission, you can give yourself some good whiplash, and you don't really do it with this one too bad. Alright, so the plan for the day is I'm going to grab some of this here concrete and we're going to bury it. I'm building up the trails so they aren't as far down. Hopefully shed water a little bit better. It'd be a whole lot easier if I had my pallet forks on there. But we got it. messing around, and what I did is I just dug down in the trail. It typically is about the height to here. So I dug all this out and I'm dumping fill in and rubble. There's a good bit of, like, I don't know, there's like concrete slabs here on the side. Here's the concrete and cinder blocks all along the side of the trail. So if you get off the trail, which isn't that hard to do, you sort of get whipped around a little bit. So all right, back out here today. I know some of the filming I did is in the dark. It's very hard to see, and some of them that I didn't even film, but just wanted to show a little update. Here's how far we got. I added this dirt here, tried to smooth it out. I moved the trail over here on this side over just a little bit and put in a little bit of dirt here. There's some things I gotta dig up. I was trying to bury those, but they keep popping out, so I'm gonna move them and bury them somewhere else. I buried a lot of concrete here, and the one piece is sticking up just a tad, so I got to get a couple of those things out, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of a final grade on it. As you can kind of see, it's a little lumpy, especially like right in here, right in there. I don't know, tough to see, but anyway, so much better using it now that the trail's been moved, because I mean, you almost had to go and turn around and go over there on that side of the tree. So a very nice improvement, at least. Looks like a radiator boot. And I didn't put this stuff. Random trash. right, well, I cleaned up some of the sides a little bit. Took some of the dirt off the sides, kind of mounted it up in the middle. I don't need a trail that wide. I think it'll help it crown a little better. I found some things I didn't bury as well as I thought I did. A couple of concrete pieces. I'll just use that for the next section. Also got some briar patches. I'll have to smush them down a little bit. But anyways, now we'll just try to put a little final grade on it. We'll see what we get. Okay, hi guys. Hi. All right, we're here back. I don't know, maybe 9 months later. It actually dried out a little bit in this trail, and so I'm gonna use the hoe just to fill in these ruts and see if it'll stay filled in or not. I don't know. I mean, it's not as wet as it typically is, so I mean, we'll just see what we get here. wasn't super wet, so let's drive over it a bit and see how we do. Okay, and this is the finished product. Oh, I'm gonna keep it for a while. I'm probably not quite the best at grading, but even this soil is still a little damp, you know? So, yeah, well, we got it better than it was. I'm just hoping that the ruts are gone and the water sheds now, at least a little bit. So